Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here. So I want to do a video addressing something I've been hearing about a lot. A lot of you guys have been talking about Jordan Peterson and what he said about enforced monogamy. And I believe it was taken way out of context, you guys. A lot of the Incel group sort of identified with him and said he's one of us. And I'm sorry, he's not. And there's a lot of this content out here that is reinforcing this negative view of the world. But I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to be fucking honest with you. I'm going to tell you what the reality is. But the reality is pretty harsh. But that doesn't mean that that we need some kind of legal system to deal with it, right? This is basic biology. It's been like this for a long time. So let's get to Jordan's misquote here. So essentially what Jordan had said was he said that monogamy was socially enforced, okay? And he went further to say that he believes it should be, that there's some good in it, obviously, that's been found. What he was talking about, see, it got taken way out of context. He was talking about socially enforced monogamy, and he was saying that he was for that. He's not for, and I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I am quite certain, after hearing him and hearing the actual dialogue, and knowing, having heard a lot of what he talks about. So what does that mean? What does socially enforced monogamy mean? It means this basically, that it's socially unacceptable to sleep around, right? And to some degree, there's a legally enforced monogamy in the sense that that polygamy is outlawed, at least in the United States. Social enforcement of a thing is where the social constructs of the society determine what behaviors are acceptable, what behaviors aren't acceptable, right? Monogamy is essentially socially enforced because, you know, if a girl sleeps around, if she's cheating on her husband, that's frowned upon. The same thing with a man, right? Even a man sleeping around, cheating on his spouse and whatnot is not socially acceptable. It doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It just means that it's you know, we have decided as a society, right, socially, the social contract that has evolved over time. You know, we have social evolution as well as biological evolution. In fact, they're very much the same thing. For the people that don't agree with that, look at like bees, right? Beehives. Look at ant colonies, right? And if you look at those are very easy to detect that biology, right? The evolution and part of evolutionary biology happens at both at individual basis, but also at a social construct basis. And the same thing happens with humans in human society. The socially enforced monogamy exists, right? And this evolves and changes over time, right? Think about how in the last 20 years or 30 years, the social constructs around, let's say, gay, or let's say around what's politically correct, have changed dramatically, okay, between what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. So it definitely changes. What a lot of people are inferring from Jordan Peterson's remarks is that he's wanting to have an actually legally enforced monogamy, right? And there's some crazy shit that a lot of incel people have been putting up there. You can only have sex when you're married, and you can only marry one person, and then you have to wait 6 months, and all kinds of like crazy constructs in order to help the quote incel, you know, or beta guy to be able to equal the playing field, because it's not fair, because all these women are going up to these more attractive guys, these chads, these 9s and 10s, whatever it is. That's not the best for biology. It's also unenforceable. And, you know, you say that the world's unfair, which I agree, the world is unfair, but from a biological standpoint, it is perfectly fair. And I'll tell you what's happening here. Okay, so if you got, you know, girls here, right? And you got, you know, guys here. We'll just make this real simple. Okay, so what's typically going to happen in this kind of arrangement is you're going to have like girls. Let's say that we had, you know, did like a 1 to 10 scale, you know, the whole thing, and let's ignore what it means, you know, because see, it's different. Like a girl's 1 to 10 is not just based on attractiveness. A guy's is more so. But let's say that we've included status and you know, basically status in this, like the desirability of a mate is what we're talking about here. Not just looks, right? Not just looks, okay? What's typically going to happen here is that if I were to draw lines between what guys would find acceptable, right? It's going to be something like, most of the guys will be like, you know, if I draw lines here, it's going to be like, you know, these guys are going to be like this, and, you know, and obviously go to any of these, right? This guy here, he's going to go to like, you know, probably here, and then probably here, right? And then these guys are all gonna, like, you know, maybe even, here, and you might even start to go backwards a little bit here. So you can see how that's kind of like going all over, right? Now, if we draw it from the other end, this is the funny part, right? And this is what you have to understand, right? There's nothing unfair or cruel about the world. It's just how it works. It's just like this. It's just like like this, right? And it's like, but it's mostly here. It's like maybe, right? And it's like the same, right? Okay, and then here it's like this, and then here it's like this, right? So you see it's all skewed here, and then you've got poor guy here and here, ain't got shit, ain't got nothing. Okay, guys will have a much wider range, right? As far as when we drew it this way. So these girls are actually okay. They're not doing great. They're not gonna get these guys. That's fine, but they're gonna probably get these guys, especially on drunken nights. Like it's gonna balance out. Like it's gonna be okay. Now, what do we do about these guys? Okay, here's the thing: is the ratio is not even. Again, like I said, it's like it's definitely tougher to be a guy over here or even lower than here, but women would rather have share this guy. Like these like 3 girls would share this guy, or maybe the 10 guy, I don't know. But that's more, they'd rather do that than go with one of these, right? And a lot of it, again, it has to do with just basic biology, just being a provider, resources, status, like what's hardwired into the brain. But the solution here is not to say, okay, well, we have to do this. That's dumb. That's stupid. That's not the solution at all, because nobody's happy. But what you can do, right, you as an individual guy, is you can, if you're here, you can move up to here or even here, right? You've got the ability to do that as a guy. Yeah, what you said is unfair about society. I'm agreeing with you guys, okay? It's true. Believe it or not, I used to classify myself in the, quote, incel group. There wasn't such a fucking thing. Then it was just, man the fuck up. Stop being a bitch. Yeah, I agree with you that for the most part, there's a huge disadvantage. Like there's, it's not the same thing as being on the lower totem pole on the girls scale. But here's the thing, here's the difference, okay? You've got the ability to move up because it's not just defined by the genetics that you were given, your facial structure, right? Even your body. There's a lot of things that you can do that are going to move you up. Yes, maybe you're not going to have the perfect model genetics, and you're not going to be a 10 for a guy, okay? As far as the aesthetics, like looks department. Fine, that's fine. That's totally acceptable, because you can still move up to like 8 or 9 based on status, right? You can get a lot of money, okay? And you can use that money to even get some fucking surgery if you want to, and fix your teeth and fix your face, and like there's a lot of cosmetic things that you could do with that money, okay? Whether you should or not, that's a different question, okay? You can develop social skills, okay? You can, and that can really move you way up, because there's plenty of guys that would have been like 5 on the looks that end up being 7, 8, 9 because of their social skills. And here's the thing that I keep on telling you guys is, you're looking at what's fair across the board. And here's the thing, like you gotta stop doing this. The reason why you have the victim mindset, a lot of you have the victim mindset, myself included at times when I used to think this way, is because you're looking for a fair solution that makes everything fair. That's not what's necessary. Most people are not going to go and through the lengths that you will go through, right? Like if you want something bad enough, you can do what other people are not willing to do. Does that make sense, right? When I was talking about marketing yourself as a software developer, when I used to teach on that, one of the biggest objections I used to get from guys would they'd be like, hey, look, that's crazy. Now, see, here's the thing. If everyone marketed themselves like that and everyone was trying to build $300 an hour, it wouldn't work, right? Not everyone could do that. Not everyone could have a blog and be famous on YouTube and be a famous software developer and write books. There's millions of software developers. There's not that much. Yeah, not everybody will, but do you want to? Do you want to have access? Do you want to be a fucking software developer millionaire? Do you want to make a lot of money and become way more successful than ever? Do you want to be the 1%, right? Do you want to? Do you want to be the 1% here, right? On this chart. Do you want to be the 1%? You can. Then you fucking do it. And that's the beauty of it. If you're here right now, okay, that's fine. How old are you? What are you, like 25? Oh, the world's fucking over. You can't get laid. You're like, oh, the world's fucking over. I'm an incel right here. Fuck, dude, you know how many years you got? You know what can happen in 10 years? Just plus 10 here, okay? So now you're 35. All right, you're going to be up here if you want to be. If you put in the work, if you put in the effort, start going to the fucking gym every single day, In 10 years, guess what kind of physique you're going to build when you're fucking 35, all right? I'll give you 10 years, okay? Make some money, right? Get some surgery if you want. I don't care. Go to the gym. Fuck, can you not reach 7? Are you honestly going to tell me that you can't reach 7? It's ridiculous. It's a pipe. You're full of shit. You want to be a victim. You want to tell yourself that's not possible. I know it feels that way, and it seems that way, but yeah, some kind of ridiculous solution like forced monogamy, that's not a solution. It's not even a good solution for you because you don't recognize what your upward mobility is. If you did and you capitalized on your upward mobility, you would realize that except for like way down the scale, even then it's not going to make sense because even that's not going to work. Like forced monogamy in that situation is not going to be fun for anyone. Twos hooking up is not, it's not fun. Right? No one enjoys that. There's no benefit from that at all, right? You know, trying to make things equal, trying to level a playing ground, but by you know, socially enforced, fine. You know, that happens. That's part of biology. But to come in and try to enforce things and say things are not fair and people need to change, society needs to change. No, you need to change, motherfucker. You need to change. A lot of people want to tell you that you're fucked. That, sorry, you're not Chad, so you're an incel, so, you know, and the world is fucked up, and women are fucked up, and all of this stuff, and they want to tell you all these bad things. The reason why they want to tell you all these bad things is because they want solidarity. They want you with them in the bucket. They don't want you crawling out of the bucket. They don't want you, because if you do it, they're going to feel like shit. Because they want to stay victim, because they don't want to have to work, they don't have to move, they don't want it to be their fault, they want to stay victim. And as long as they're convincing you that you are being oppressed, that you are being victimized, that's not your fault either, and you're with them, then they feel better. They feel like it really isn't their fault. And this is dangerous, dangerous groupthink. This is bad. This is not, and it's bad because of this. Only because of this. Because look, you watching this video, looking at your fucking computer, sitting there, you can do better. But if you believe the shit, if you believe the lie, then you won't. What could you become if you let yourself, if you push yourself, if you drove yourself to become the best that you can in optimize everything that you could control, that was under your control? What could you become? So, choice is yours. I mean, you can say, oh, this is bullshit. You can identify with stupid incel groups and men going their own way bullshit as well. Or you could just fucking man up and just say, look, whatever. This is the hand I was fucking dealt. I'm gonna make the best of it, and I'm gonna get as many points as I can before the fucking lights turn off on the fucking field. That's it. All right. That's all I got for you today. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell if you don't want to miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.